Welcome to Witches in Yoga Pants, your cozy corner of the cosmos where modern magic meets everyday life. We're here to explore magic, mindfulness, and personal growth with a grounded, no-fluff vibe. Whether you're into moon rituals, tarot spreads, or just trying to survive Mercury retrograde, you are in the right place. So get ready to disrupt some old patterns, explore what it means to reclaim your power, and remember who you really are. So pull up your yoga mat, light a candle, and let's get into it. Welcome back. Today I'm joined by Amanda Furbee, owner of the Herb Shop PDX. And today we're going to talk about herbal support for perimenopause and learning to listen to your body again. Welcome back, Amanda.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to talk about this topic today.
Pressing for a lot of us, right?
It is. It feels like it is like the topic of conversation with all of my girlfriends across the board. Even some that are a little younger, some that are a little older, like all of us that are in the same age bracket. I feel like I sit down in any event that I am at or hanging out with friends, and this conversation just comes up.
Totally.
Everyone is going through it in some capacity.
Right. It feels that way.
It does.
For sure.
It really does. And I think that is, something that's really important to recognize is that, our bodies do shift and change many times in life,
Absolutely.
and this is a really poignant phase. And, perimenopause is a real thing that seems like menopause gets, a little more credit, and people are like, oh yeah, okay, that's one of the phases. But perimenopause is something that can start in your 30s, through your 40s. And depending on when you actually roll into menopause, it can, be a long process or a very short process. It's very different with every body.
It's impacted by so many things, really.
Yeah, it really is. And I feel like it, it's worth talking about because it doesn't always pop up on your lab work. I just recently had all my lab work done and my hormone levels still show that they're normal. But yeah, I know that I'm going through all of these different symptoms that are absolutely perimenopause.
Totally. You can totally feel it in your body. You're like, I know this is happening.
Yes, absolutely. So I think that, being able to talk with you about this today is really important and bring awareness to people that what you are feeling in your body is real and it's legit, and, paying attention to your body and learning your body and being able to, understand ways to work with this is really important and vital to you feeling the best that you possibly can.
Absolutely. And kind of sticking with that until you get the help you need. Because if you're going to your doctor and they're running your labs and they're saying everything looks great, and you still feel like shit, guess what? You're probably right. There's something going on.
Yeah, for sure.
I went through that a lot when I was right before my diagnosis of Hashimoto's. I kept having to go back to the doctors because I'm like, I'm not okay. Something's wrong. And they're like, labs look great. So if your labs look great and you still don't feel well, you listen to your body.
Yeah.
It's telling you.
And that's when you start going, okay, like what's actually happening here? And, what are some ways that I can support myself through this process and this transition?
Totally.
And so, perimenopause is basically, leading up to menopause. And it's when your hormone levels start to kind of fluctuate. So like your estrogen and your progesterone, like they're doing their little dance here. And you're like, oh, I feel great today. And I feel like crap. Like, what is happening?
I love the idea of thinking about it as a dance. It's like, you guys are just having a really good time in here, just boogieing.
They are for sure.
Sit down.
Yeah, this one over here is like, well, okay, I'm like 20. And this one over here is like, I feel like I'm 60. Like, what's going on? Like, so it is a very, delicate, balance in the body, right?
Totally.
Some of the things that you might feel that or you might be experiencing if you are experiencing perimenopause is like mood swings, anxiety, or like increased stress. Brain fog is huge. I feel like that's a big one I talk
brain
about
fog
a lot.
is really big.
That fatigue where you feel like you can't get your energy level up. You got enough good sleep, you're eating well, you're exercising, and you still feel that level of extreme fatigue. Irregular cycles, of course, is a really good warning sign also that something's going on in the body.
Yeah.
The hot flashes and the night sweats, like those are real. And
those are very
those
real.
are real. And people that experience those are like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I just feel like all of a sudden my body temperature went up 100 degrees and I started sweating.
Totally. And
so-
there's some flushing that goes on. I mean, my
Yes.
face would turn red and I was just dripping sweat when I was going through that.
Yes,
So, yeah.
and that is
it's
very
hardcore.
very uncomfortable. Yes.
Yeah. Awful.
Changes in your libido are also, something that people experience going through perimenopause. The weight loss or the weight fluctuations, like gaining a lot of weight, losing a lot of weight, gaining a lot of weight, like just not being able to stay consistent in one direction or the other. Headaches and joint pain and just like really feeling overwhelmed, I think is a huge one that I keep hearing a lot from people as well. So these are all like really real things that are going on in your body as you're going through this next phase of your hormones and, shifting into menopause. There are things to like pay attention to. And I feel like these are all things that I hear from clients and friends and things right now who are going through this hardcore.
Right. And I think to think of it, energetically, it's a transition from one phase to another. And so these symptoms that we call them are really just kind of your body trying to figure out how to adjust to this new normal. Like what are we doing now?
Yeah.
Right. That's really what it is.
Go back to when, hormones like really came in heavy in our teenage years or like, when you started your cycle or, any of those things, your body was doing the same thing. It was still having this like
what's happening?
Yes. Like all these things shifting. And so, a lot of these same symptoms, may be similar even to something that you experienced in that time period. And so, it's okay. And it's not something that you're trying to fix.
Right.
It's something
or fight.
Yeah. It's something you're trying to understand and bring nourishment to. And, herbs can be amazing for that. And there's lots of herbs out there. On this blog, that I wrote here, there is a list of different herbs. And we'll kind of go through those a little bit.
Yeah.
Maca and ashwagandha are two of my favorites for the adrenals, which can really be helpful for that fatigue and also for the, energy levels and sleep. So great balance with those in the body. Wild yam and black cohosh are excellent, and Vitex are all excellent, like hormone support. Vitex, for example, which is also chaste tree berry, has a lot of estrogen in it, actually. Like it provides support for the estrogen, I should say. And so both of those are excellent hormone regulator balancers. And, the fennel is excellent for digestion and it's warming. It helps with hormone balance also, as well as the bloating and all the things that are going on in the body.
Yeah.
Then, passion flower is one of my favorites for like the nervous system to kind of calm the stress down. But it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm going to, take this and it's going to knock me out. Not super sedative, but it is an excellent nervous system
sleepy time
support.
Yeah nice
for sure.
Nice.
Let's see what else is on this list. Gymnema, one of my favorites for sugar cravings. And so if your experience is like, oh my gosh, I just need all this sugar right now, like this is one that really helps to balance that out and it provides the nourishment in your body to not want to like crave those sugar cravings.
Okay.
So that's a great one for that.
I love that.
Yeah. The rhodiola also falls into the adaptogen category. So it's going to help you with that balance there. And, red clover has excellent mineral rich, it has the phytoestrogens, just also long time support for perimenopause and menopause in general. And then, Oregon grape is such a great liver support plant. Also our Oregon, state plant. So I love working with Oregon grape for a lot of different reasons. And it's a great substitution for golden seal. Actually, a lot of folks want golden seal, which does a very similar thing.
Right.
But Oregon grape is heavily abundant, and so
in Oregon, yeah,
and there's a lot of it. Like golden seal takes a long time to grow and to harvest. And so it's actually an endangered plant at this point in time.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I want golden seal. And I'm like, let me introduce you to Oregon grape. It does, the same thing
functionally
for you.
The same. Yeah.
But it's not going to cost you, $30 an ounce. It's, more in the regular vein of herbs for pricing. and, just way more abundant. But also great, support for that liver health and digestion and hormones and all the things. And then the last one I want to talk about on here is ginkgo. And there's lots of great
brain fog and mental fatigue.
Yes, exactly. Like there's a lot of herbs out there that can help with that brain fog, but ginkgo is one of my favorites. And that's why I added it on this list here, to work with, that brain fog. You just feel like I can't figure out what's going on. Why is everything so hard? Like, why can I think straighter? Like, why is my plan not working because I'm, over here doing something else?
Totally. Why did I walk into this room?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many times a day I do that where I'm like,
what am I doing?
Came into the kitchen to grab something. What was it? I don't even remember what it is now, and it comes back, but it's a little bit slower. So
ginkgo's great if you can remember to take it.
Yeah, of course. So, and actually I created a tincture blend that
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if there's a blend on the website that has this, or if it's more of a custom blend.
Yeah, right now it is not on the website just yet, but it probably will be soon. But in the meantime, I just custom blend for customers, and and so it doesn't have all of these ingredients in there, but it has a lot of these ingredients in there. And I personally, with my own personal experience with this, I feel like I've been testing it out, and I gave a bunch of my girlfriends that are going through the same thing, and just getting feedback from everybody and how they feel, and how like everybody can take it slightly differently for their bodies. For me, I've been taking the tincture, most days I'll take just 2 dropperfuls of it. And then the week before my cycle, I'll do 2 dropperfuls 2 times a day. And I've noticed like a pretty heavy increase, and I've been doing this about 3 months. So it's still fairly new, but I've like my brain fog is way better. My energy levels are way better. I feel like my, my cycles were like really intense for a while, where I felt like, wow, I'm a teenager again. Like I'm having cramps. I'm like the breast tenderness, like everything was really like coming in so intense. And my cycles, the days were different. Like it felt like they weren't as long. Like maybe they were shorter. Some cycles, some months were really short and really heavy, and some
that's how mine were right at the end.
Out,
so heavy right at the end that I'm like, what is happening?
Yes, and I feel like that's what I'm hearing a lot from a lot of folks, and so it has really over the last 3 months regulated that and brought that back down. And like the PMS, the week before, sometimes that I was having like days that I felt like I wanted to like throw something out of the window, like whatever it was, like
throat punch somebody.
Yeah, totally. They've definitely like simmered down, and I do feel quite a bit better with that blend. And so I highly recommend, starting to do that. And, if you do like reach out, and I can help guide you through it, and we can find the right steps and the right amount to take for your body, because everybody's going to
be different. I was just going to ask, is this type of blend, or this group of herbs that we're talking about, good for people who are actually in menopause also, or is this perimenopause? And what about people who are on some sort of hormone replacement therapy, whether that be a cream or an what about that? Is that still?
Well, let's see here. That was a few questions.
I'm sorry. I rolled them all into one.
That's totally fine. So I would say, yes, it will be helpful with menopause as well, depending on what all you have going on. And that's something that I would probably, again, want to do like one-on-one and really get a handle on.
So do one of your consultations.
Yeah. Do one of the 30-minute sliding scale consults. It's great because I do a full intake, and I can actually see your full picture and give you a better, idea of what's going on. But there are tons of herbs in here that have definitely been helpful with people with menopause as well. And then as far as the hormone replacement, again, I would probably want to see exactly what's going on and what you're on. Yeah. But, oftentimes when I work with clients and they're on something like that, we can work with their naturopath also, or I can work with, their medical doctor, like whatever their primary care doctor is. And, I have had some folks had some success with these also, with that, but there's
kind of supporting.
Yeah,
I love it.
There's lots of factors in there.
Okay.
So not to say yes or no necessarily to the hormone replacement, but I think that there are lots of benefits for using some of these herbs for that too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, for sure. And then, so some other really important, helpful things that I've found, going through this is, one is resting without guilt. And I love that because I'm the worst. I feel like every time I rest, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so guilty. Like I almost feel worse for resting than, allowing myself to actually rest. And
Right.
I feel like the last 2 months really heavily, I've just said, you know what? Like, I'm going to say no to things. I
Yeah.
am just going to rest whenever I need to. That's definitely a big shift that I've found in my body is that I just can't go like I normally used to. And I'm having to
Totally.
be really gentle with myself and say it's, it's okay that for me to rest. And like, I'm really tired and I know I have another really long, few days ahead of me. And I just have to, say,
You
okay,
have to
I
adjust.
have to say, okay, I'm going to rest.
Absolutely. That's part of stepping into your power, right?
It
It
is.
really
It
is. And
is.
step out of the conditioning that's taught us that we're not allowed to rest as women,
Yeah, for sure.
you
I
know?
mean,
So,
and I think that is a very important point that it is that
mhm.
level of saying, you know what, this over here is actually really important to me and I want to feel really rested and really good for this.
Yeah.
So, you know what, I'm going to say no to this thing over on the other side that's like, oh, maybe that's really, really fun and I want to do that, but it's going to wreck the rest of my week if I do that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
resting without guilt is a really, really good one. So,
Prioritizing where you're spending your energy too can be a way to
yeah,
frame it,
yes,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
Having a mineral rich, food, is very important. I mean, we've talked about food a lot on all the other podcasts too,
Mhm.
but
Well, and you've got some recipe books that are coming out.
yeah, for sure,
So
for
we'll
sure.
talk.
Yeah.
We'll be talking more about that.
Yeah,
But
for
yeah.
sure, for sure. But that food is medicine again is like super important, and making sure you have like the right foods, the right heavy fats, the mineral
Mm,
rich, foods, especially your green leafies and things of that nature,
totally.
is really going to help support again your body through that process. Slowing down, kind of talked about that a little bit up here with resting without guilt, but
Hmm.
it's okay to slow down, say no, and really enjoy that process of slowing down, and stepping
Yeah.
into that process of slowing down. And that rolls into like, you know what, take a herbal bath. What are your herbal rituals? Take a bath,
Yeah.
do a facial steam. Like that always feels so good. Whatever it
Yeah.
is, like however you're incorporating herbs back into your rituals and your daily activities. I'm a big advocate of like, don't add something extra to your life, but like incorporate it into what
Into
you're
it.
already
Yeah.
doing. And then it doesn't feel so hard. I feel like if you're
It's
like,
easier. It's easier when when you're already doing something to
y-
create a ritual around it,
yeah,
right?
like if you're
Yeah.
already feeling maxed out, the last thing you want to do is be like, okay, I'm going to throw in this 20-minute meditation in the morning. Like I have an extra 20 minutes in my day,
Right.
So,
Yeah.
like how can you like create that flow that it feels really easy and not an extra additional chore to have to do.
Hmm.
I feel like I talk with people a lot and they're like, okay, I created this plan. I'm going to like wake up and I'm going to meditate and then I'm going to stretch and then I'm going to have a
Yep.
smoothie, and whatever it is like, and those are all really great, but I see the struggle
Yeah.
and I see people not be able to fully like do that. And, part of it is baby steps, right? Part of
I was just
it
gonna
is,
say.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
great. Those are all great things. And I encourage everybody to do those, but like start with one.
Start with one thing at a time.
Start with
You
one.
try to overhaul your whole routine, it's gonna last for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's literally.
exactly. And
Yeah.
like these are all like they're all part of the life journey, right? They're all part
Totally.
of the life steps and so it doesn't happen overnight.
No.
And that's
Mhm.
okay. You look at it as okay, it's almost the micro and the macro, right? Because you're like, I want these changes and I want them now. I
Yeah.
want everything right now,
I want them yesterday.
Yeah, totally. But, the reality is like we learn things, so maybe you build one new, ritual or regiment into your schedule for the first month, get
Right.
that to where it feels normal and
Right.
then add the next thing. So maybe it takes you a year to rebuild your structure and your life for what feels good, but that's okay. Like progress is progress.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
baby steps are baby steps.
And start just by doing things with intention.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. Intention is important. Our words are important, and everything we say goes out to the world. And, so it's really important to be intentional with what we're doing and
Absolutely.
saying
And what you're thinking. It starts with what you think.
Yes.
Even before you say it.
Oh,
right?
yes. I mean, our brains are our worst culprits. We
chattering little monkeys.
Oh my gosh. Yes. We live in our brains and we're like, oh, okay. I'm going to do all these things or whatever. But yes, totally.
Those brain fogged brains.
Brain fogged brains. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, wait, I think I talked about that, but I'm not totally sure.
Absolutely.
And that rolls into the last thing is like talking about perimenopause. Talk to your friends, talk to the people in your age bracket, talk to the older, talk to the younger. Like, we're not alone in this. And sometimes it feels like you're really alone.
That's a really good point. And it's like, I remember, I'm in menopause now, but like, I remember the hot flashes felt so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And it's like, everybody is that you're around is probably going through it too.
Same things.
So I think talking about it can make you feel like you have the support of everyone around you.
It's true. I mean, you've got that community, that it's a beautiful community of women or female bodied people that are going through the same thing. And it's okay to be like, oh my gosh, I totally want to murder this thing or like whatever it is, not that it's okay to do that, but to think that, is really real, especially with the mood swings.
Very valid. It's very valid.
Yeah. I mean,
you may not like anything there for a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And really tracking your own cycle and really understanding, okay, like for me, I know that, the week before there's about one day a week that I am just like so irritated. And, any person that comes my way, like, is just, so I've been trying to track when that one day a month is so I can just maybe make it my day.
I was going to say, just take the day off and don't talk to anyone. Yeah. It's just better for everyone. Totally. It's for the highest good.
Totally. Yeah. And it's like, why is that one day so hard? And then you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
I love everyone again.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So, like these things are real and they're happening. And so, I think that like, talking to other people about those things will help to make you feel like you're not alone, like you're saying. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yeah.
Okay. And so the other thing on here is there is a recipe for a perimenopause tea blend, and it again has a lot of those same ingredients that we already went over. The only one that's not on that list is nettles, and I did add it to this because I think nettles are such a superfood, and
nettles
they have
great
so
in
many
tea.
vitamins and minerals in there. And in general, like if I can throw nettles in something, I'm going to throw nettles in something because
absolutely.
It's so good.
And is this tea blend available on your website?
This is not a blend that I make currently at the shop. Okay. No, but it is again something I can custom make. I actually have a feature now that is online that you can custom blend your own teas.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's super fun.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
And actually today I just launched, you can do a custom essential oil blend and you can do a custom bath salt now online.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got a whole series that's coming out and those are the first 3.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
And it's super fun. I feel like people love to be like, oh my gosh, I can create my own blend. And
absolutely.
That's part
so
of the fun. So
that's so fun.
If you do want to make this tea blend and you go online to the custom creations blend, I do everything in parts here, but you can look at that and say, 1 part equals 1 ounce. That would make 8 ounces. You will really probably don't need, 8 ounces necessarily, but you might want 8 ounces, but maybe you want to cut that in half and that's 4 ounces. So you can make those parts, whatever increment you want them to be. And so you can figure out the total amount of ounces you might want. But if you need help with that, I can always help out with that as well.
Right.
So,
well, and I mean, when you mix it, you can just leave it in a jar and then just use it, right? So it's like,
yeah, exactly. And you can use that the same way as like the tincture blend that I was talking about earlier. So, with all herbs, I'm like, okay, people will say, well, which one works better, the tea or the tincture or the capsules or whatever. And it's really the answer is, which one are you going to take?
Which one are you going to take?
Yeah, which one are you going to take on the regular?
Is.
Like some people like myself, I'm a tincture person. Like give me a tincture so I can throw it in my car and take it with me.
Yep.
Other people want to sit there and drink their tea every day, and that's part of their ritual, and
Right.
that's great too.
Yeah.
I'm just too much of a busybody to make that a committed thing that I do every
Yeah.
day.
I bet there's just multiple tinctures going on in your car and your purse, right?
Oh, all the time. All the time. I'll be like, oh, I was looking for that. I didn't know that was in here.
Take a drop full of this.
Yeah, for sure.
On the go.
For sure. My whole house is literally just tinctures everywhere too. So it's kind of funny.
That is funny.
Yeah. So that's a couple, tips and things to kind of help ease the transition of perimenopause into menopause. And, I think again, the most important thing is that, life is messy and life is uncomfortable at times, but you're not necessarily trying to fix anything. We're just, we're learning our bodies again and this phase of our life, and like, how do we nourish and support it with, herbs and wellness practices that can be the most beneficial to make our lives feel better and and feel even, I think that's the right word. Like you want to feel that evenness
and balance out a little bit. And I think that's important to remember, that your body's not failing you.
Yeah.
It's just a transition.
It is.
Like we go through so many transitions in our life. And I like to think that we actually live multiple different lifetimes within one life. Think about our bodies, how they change, throughout our lifetime. And this is just a major one.
It is.
So, but you're not broken.
Yeah, no, not broken at all. And, it is something to embrace and cherish, these transitions that we go through all the way through life. And
totally.
I think that is also something that I feel there is a reemergence of the appreciation and the love and the respect of our bodies, especially all phases, but especially that initial, cycle that you start your moon cycle when you're, younger, and how scary and terrifying that is. And, how you don't know what's going on and all these emotions and hormones, everything's wild, so rampant through the body, right?
It is wild. Yeah.
And so I love that we're starting to give this appreciation and this love back for all these phases that we go through in our life with the hormonal changes in our body.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Yeah. I love that. Do you want to drop your website so that people can find the link to this blog?
Yes.
So, the tea that we talked about and the custom stuff.
Yes, for sure. So the website is the Herb Shop, and shop is SHOPPE, and then it's pdx.com. And so this blog is on the website, and the podcast will be on there too. So if you're listening to that, you've probably already found it through one of the two. And then also there's a bunch of really fun events coming up here. The next one will be the summer solstice event that's happening out in Scotts Mill on the Confluence Art property. It's gorgeous property out on a vineyard, old barn that they've renovated and put professional dance floors in.
So fun. And that's a whole day retreat.
That is a whole day retreat. We'll be focusing on St. John's. I'll be doing a guided plant meditation with that. And then we'll also do a herb walk. We'll do some herb crafting and make some products, and there'll be there'll be movement, I should say. And meditation.
Some yoga or somatic movement.
Yoga,
exciting.
Somatic, and sound healing, breath work. There'll be just a beautiful.
Sounds like a glorious way to spend summer solstice.
It is. This is our 4th year doing it together, and I'm so excited to get out there and just be on the land. It's such a beautiful property, and with everyone there.
Awesome.
And then after that, there's Pickathon, which is an amazingly fun time. So
I was looking, and I think there's a lot of it sold out. I think you could get general, but the
general, they'll have general tickets, I think, till right up until right before the event. But fantastic music festival here it's in Happy Valley, right outside of Portland. And they really specialize in bringing new artists that are really budding artists that are about to hit mainstream.
I love that. I love that.
And so, you're camping in the woods surrounded by all this amazing, art. There's art installations everywhere. And so long story short, now that I've doted on Pickathon, I'll be doing
guided. A good time.
I'll be doing guided meditations there. We'll be selling some products. We make all the hand sanitizer and all the shower soap for the refuge location.
Nice. So are there vendor booths then, and you have a booth there?
There are vendor booths kind of in another location.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, they always treat me so lovely, and they create a little apothecary space for me
Oh.
in the refuge space. And so the refuge space is it's a beautiful space for grounding down. There's yoga, there'll be meditation. I'll do sound healing. Then the showers are there. You can actually come and get massaged over there.
Wow.
So it's kind of
Day spa.
Yeah, it is a day spa space for sure. And so
love
we'll
that.
be selling a few products in there.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a great place to kind of reset and disconnect if you feel that maybe the event is like a little too much for you at the moment.
Like I'm overwhelmed. There's a lot of people and a lot of noise.
And it's always so beautifully done and magically done. The art that's in there and the lights that are in there just transform you into this awesome space.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's a good time. And it is the first weekend of August. I think it starts actually on Thursday. I believe that's the 31st. If I'll look at the calendar.
Yeah.
But it goes all the way through that first weekend of August and then is done on that Monday. So if you're looking for something fun to do, it's also family friendly, and you can camp there or you can just come for the day. You can get a day pass or you can do the whole weekend and you can do Thursday too. So there's a lot
there are
happening.
options.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. And then after that, I'm going to do another guided plant meditation series starting in September. And we're going to work with plants for the dream world. So lucid dreaming and just kind of tapping into that. So I feel like that's so perfect.
The sleepy time of going into fall and slowing down and letting go. I love that.
Yes.
So fitting.
Excited for all the, things that are happening in transition.
Yeah.
So
a lot coming up. That's awesome.
It is a lot of fun stuff though.
And you can find probably all of those as the sign up comes up on the website.
Yep. Yeah. That will all be on the website. The stuff in the fall probably won't be up for a little bit, but definitely the summer solstice, Pickathon, you can go directly to their website for that, but I will have some stuff on my site soon about that, I'm sure. So,
okay. Would people just look up Pickathon Oregon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Pickathon. I think it's pickathon.com maybe, or
maybe. Okay.
Just Google Pickathon. It'll come up.
It'll come up. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you so much for coming today. This has been such an important conversation, I feel like. Because I feel like it just pertains to a lot of people.
I think so too. And I love being here and chatting with you. It's always a good time.
It's always a good time. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.